Feeling
So the next thing I do is I do the stress test. Now this is a little personal thing that I do. You don't have to do it, but it's just something that I like to go through in my mind. One of the things is would I use it? So, go through some of the elements. Okay, let's think of a debit card for cryptocurrency. Would I use it? Well, yeah, probably would. I've got a lot of crypto. I don't really want to go through Coinbase and pay loads of fees, but I would like to use the card in shops to pay for things. Could I go buy a car or something like that, or even just some day-to-day things? Would I use it? Of course I would. Then I look at something like Cryos. It's a platform where creatives can come together, where if you're looking to run your own home business, then you can hook up with people that are great at building websites, Facebook campaigns, Twitter, all these types of things. So social media is huge, we know that. More and more people want to work from home. Main reason is because they don't want to do commutes. I do a 3-hour commute every day, so it's an hour and a half each way, and that's if the traffic's good. If it's bad, it's a lot longer than that. So, I've already worked it out that if I continue to do what I do until I'm 65, then that's 3.5 years in the car. So there's a lot of projects out there where you would absolutely use them. Do I like trading crypto? Yes. If there was an exchange where there was zero fees, would I use it? Of course I would. And it's going to be decentralized in the next month or two? Definitely. Would I invest in it? Of course I would. Robinhood. So, there's lots of things you've got to think about. Would I use it? Because if you would use it, then, if you would use it, then hundreds and thousands of people, even millions of people would use it as well. Would others or other businesses use it? Now, when you come across things like maybe Ambrosius, which is a supply chain. Now, I'm very close to supply chain because it's something that I do within my job. And I know how stressful it is, how actually blockchain can help in this area. And there's loads of things that have happened. The Two Sisters issue where they had the chicken it went out to certain retailers, then it came back in, they repackaged it and sent it back out. Things like Ambrosius would stop that from happening via the blockchain. So you wouldn't get these issues, and also that's a food safety health. It could be that's so damaging. It's huge. So there's all of these things that you need to think about. Things like Morpheus network. It's all about shipping. Like I said before, 60% of all goods that we use are imported. Directly, you're probably not using it, if that makes sense, but indirectly you are, and other businesses are, and it creates the economy as well. So there's lots of different things to think about. The other thing to think about is who is promoting it. So this is one key one. So if I see people like Ian Bellina, I just walk away. I mean, that's just pump and dump show. I also now look at advisors very closely. Never used to, but I've started to do that. Just with various conversations, I'm starting to understand what advisors are the good ones and which ones are the absolute nails. So people like David Drake, everyone was going crazy about him, but if you actually follow his history, he just goes from project to project to project to project to project, and he doesn't seem to add much value from my point of view anyway. And then you've got people like Charlie Shrem, who are quite picky with their projects, and he seems to stick about, and actually he's got a lot of credibility in my book. So you've got to look at who's promoting it, not from an advisory point of view, from a YouTube point of view, and just really understand what's going on. Also, get a general sense of what the market thinks. So have a look on Reddit, have a look on Medium, have a look at all the different references and resources that are out there. Do go and have a look at 3 or 4 different reviews by different YouTubers, because you'll get a different blend. You'll know very quickly which ones to avoid, which ones to follow, and there's some really good ones out there as well. But just get an overall understanding, and you'll also understand which ones are really hyped, which ones are not so hyped and maybe go under the radar, and you can get quite a few tokens. Then have a token burn, therefore your tokens will be worth even more. So there's lots of different things to think about. The next thing is to how you measure each ICO against each other, because what you want to do, you can read the white paper and go, yeah, this is really good, I'm going to invest. But how do you know it was as good as the last white paper that you read, or a few that were 10 before, which went 100-fold, or whatever it is? So you need to have some form of measurement. Now you can have something really simple. So here's something that a very basic one that I used in the early days. I'm actually creating a new one to make it even more robust in terms of my scoring system. But you need to have something in place which just gives you a little bit of continuity and consistency in terms of your overall assessment of each ICO. Now, I've seen this in lots of different guises, but very much, I mean, none of this stuff is new. If you work in sort of big corporate businesses, stuff like this, like I'd call it something like a scorecard. These are just everyday tools that I use at work. But there is a great transition into cryptocurrency and a lot of other things like the marketing and the sales and bits and pieces. There's lots of things that I can bring across to cryptocurrency, and I have done. And hopefully through these videos, you get lots of value out of them as well. Feeling